What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 1997 Ford F-350. Up front is a 7.3-liter turbo diesel V8, and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this F-350 because it's a manual, it has the 7.3 turbo, and boy, is this just a manly truck through and through. The clutch is heavy, I'm shifting my own gears, I'm blowing black smoke. I love all of it. And so today we're gonna be taking a tour of this 97 F-350 OBS. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 7.3-liter turbo diesel V8. Well, that is known as the Powerstroke 7.3, and it is hailed as Ford's best diesel engines and one of the best diesel engines ever made ever. There's a couple of reasons for it. First of all, it's a turbo diesel, and we didn't really see turbo diesels until like the late 80s, early 90s. So that was a big deal because these actually made usable power, and you could drive them with normal traffic. I know that might sound facetious, but older diesels, early diesels, like in the early 80s, late 70s, were such lugs. They were boat anchors. This was a huge improvement. But it's also before the requirements of DEF fluid and the diesel crackdown of the mid-2000s, where around 2007, we started to see a big crackdown on diesel, a lot more emissions requirements, and it kind of killed not only their reliability, but their power. This has the power. Third doesn't like it, but it has it. Yeah! Eastbound and down, brother! Woohoo! I love this truck. This might be one of my favorite trucks ever. This is... oh, shoo. Oh, shoo. Now, like I said, paired to it is that 5-speed manual transmission. The owner recently rebuilt the linkage, so it feels amazing. It's incredibly notchy, very direct into gear. What isn't incredibly notchy or direct is the clutch. The clutch feels like it's attached to Fred Flintstone's bed. It's heavy, it's unforgiving, and it is a leg workout every single shift. Last but not least, this is two-wheel drive, although it is a dually, so it is, I guess, it's two-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the F-350? Imagine chugging a bottle of pre-workout and then hitting all your PRs. Imagine sucker punching a Care Bear. Imagine eating a rare steak on a jet ski. That's what it feels like. This just, oh, it feels so muscly, so manly. I'm a man, I'm a big boy, yeah! I can feel my mustache growing thicker. I can feel my beard getting thicker as I drive. The shifter's great. I have all the visibility in the world, and it feels like I have all the power in the world. This is just single-handedly the best. The best. The best. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 6 gauges. Off to the left is my oil pressure, coolant temperature, battery voltage, and fuel. Then I have the speedometer in the center and tachometer off to the right. The steering wheel does have cruise control on it, which is very nice to see. And off to the left, we have a headlight switch and our fuel splitter, because this does have 2 fuel tanks, and you can pick between either one. On the door, we have lock and unlock and power windows, but you'll notice this red interior. Absolutely adore this late 90s red. I think it's amazing. Moving into the center, we do get our radio with a cassette player. Nothing too crazy there. Climate controls down below, fan speed off to the left, temperature in the center, where to send it off to the right. And the AC is blowing ice cold here today, which I am eternally grateful for. We do have a little power outlet and a pull-out ashtray and cigarette lighter. Then we have the shifter down on the floor. Large and in charge, no BS here, no frills, nothing of that sort. Just straight gear changes and that's it. Then we do have a bench seat. However, this actually has a fold down center console. So you could get this like vinyl bench seen here, and that's fine. That was more of the workman version. This actually has a fold down center console, which has cup holders in it. So we'll do a big friggin' bottle test, and it actually does pass the big friggin' bottle test. But the seats are comfortable, they are red, they are cloth, and they are 90s, and very delectable. However, speaking of seats, this actually is a 4-door, so let's go do a backseat review. Even though this truck is really, really great, some of the build quality wasn't amazing, so come on, there we go. That's what we're looking for. But you might be asking, Zach, just get in on the other side. The other door is completely broken. So at least this one partially works. I got a lot of flies in here. Go! We're in the back of the F-350 from 97. Just kidding. Okay. I guess we're not gonna close that. It's actually really spacious back here. I really enjoy it back here. The red carries on. We have a center console, which is just a brick, basically, an armrest, if you will. We also do have power windows, which is nice. Headroom great, knee room great. I can move up 6 to 8 more inches and still not hit the seat in front of me, which is glorious to see. I do get an ashtray, of course. It is the 90s, so can't forget that. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the bed, or what has replaced the bed, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so this is what's known as a utility bed for the truck. Basically, this would be fit to, you know, a Silverado or Ram or whatever they wanted to put it on. This just happens to be on the F-350. And so this actually tells a very interesting story about this truck. So you can kind of see it a little bit faded away. It says Pritchett's backhoe service. That's what this bed and truck were originally used for. It was a backhoe, which is like a big construction piece of equipment. Service vehicle would come out and fix them because, well, they can't really drive the giant vehicles to your local Jiffy Lube. So this would come out and fix it. It was then sold from the backhoe service to Brock. Brock builds basically grain silos, and so this was used as a service vehicle for Brock after it was a backhoe service vehicle. It was then sold to its current owner, John, because the workers over at Brock, almost none of them knew how to drive manual anymore. The owner said he loved the truck, but if no one can drive manual, then he just has a truck sitting there. So he sold it to my friend, John. So very interesting, the story that you get from just the back. Coming around here, this is a Knapheide. I don't know how to say that. Knapheid. But it's a pretty famous utility bed builder. They still build them today, and we could come around here, tons and tons of different openable cubbies and cabinets and things like that, roadside assistance things like that. Over here we have wood, there you go. We have some racks you can hang things on and put stuff in the bed. Of course, you still do get a somewhat narrower, but you still get a bed. And coming around here, we just have more shelving and whatnot. That one doesn't want to open, but this one does. Some nice Craftsman tools. And over here, we have some more tools themselves. You can also see the 2 fillers for the 2 different gas tanks or diesel tanks for the truck. But yeah, this was a pretty cool piece of history, and I love that this vehicle's whole history is right here on the back. I can't wait to add a shooting cars sticker to really complete the entire history of this F-350. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I love the square body. This is known as the OBS, meaning old body style. It looks great. When I think of a pickup truck, I think of this. I look for something like this. This to me is the epitome of what a truck is supposed to look like. Very hard angles, very righteous, and I love it. And as we saw around the back, it does have all of that extra cabinet. It has a utility bed on it, and I think it just really looks the part. This is ready for a 12-hour shift every single day, and I love to see that. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the F-350 from 97, not only with the 7.3 diesel, but with the 5-speed manual? Well, I love it. You know, this is my favorite truck. Maybe not this particular one, but a 5-speed manual 7.3 turbo diesel. Yeah, That is the winning ticket. That is right on the money. And yes, I say this truck feels super manly because I have to work for it. Everything's hard, it's difficult, it's in your face, it's unapologetic. But what I really mean by this truck feeling manly is that this truck embodies what every man should be. This truck is very honest. Every man should be honest with those around him. This truck is simple, it's not complicated. There's no hidden messaging. This truck doesn't hide anything. This truck isn't malicious. And this truck is ready for work. Now, I'm not saying you have to work in a coal mine or build bridges or anything like that to be considered manly. What I'm saying is that whatever it is that you decide to do, try to be the best you can be at it. If you want to sit in a studio apartment and paint pictures, paint pictures. Create beautiful works of art. Use paint to move emotions, to make people think, to make people learn. If you're a data analyst, try to do the best job that you can do. That's what a man should do. It doesn't mean working with your hands and taking 12-hour, 15, 16-hour shifts. It just means doing your absolute best, giving it all of your effort. And that's what this truck is. This truck gives you all of its effort. It gives you everything it can, and it's honest about its abilities. While this particular truck was built for originally a backhoe servicing company, now it's in personal use. And every time you turn that key, this truck is going to give you the absolute best that it can give you. It's going to give it 100%. And maybe some days it's not great. Maybe some days it might break down, but even when it does, it's going to give you its best. It's going to give you all that it's got. And that's what makes this truck special. Yes, it looks cool. Yes, it's a manual. Yes, it has a great engine, but it's dignified. It's confident in what it is, and it's going to give you all that it's got every single time. So even when I ask it to go into third, it gives me everything. Everything that it has. Yes! That's what I want. That's what I'm asking for. Ford did it so right in the late 90s. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to John for letting me borrow his F-350 for today's video. It's always good to be back in an OBS. This is a truck palette cleanser, so now when I drive the new stuff and it feels like a fashion accessory, I can know where we came from and understand why trucks were better in the 90s, and John was able to help me out with that. I appreciate him very, very much, and I look forward to working with him again in the future. But, get into reverse, there it is. Yeah. But, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.